All right. I wasn't even gonna make this video, but like Nintendo has been on some bullshit right now, man. Like it's crazy. Like it's like they're speed running who can be the shittiest company before 2020 ends. Like December hit and they're like, you know what, we haven't met our quota for how much of a scumbag we can be, so let's just do a bunch of bullshit and get everybody mad at us and hate us, and just make our communities really despise us and not feel like they're welcomed in games that they themselves are bringing up. They're keeping our games that we make alive and providing a space for other people to see this game and maybe get into it as well. So a while back, a tournament organization known as the Big House was about to run a tournament for Super Smash Bros. Melee, and the only way to do that right now, with COVID and everything, like the fucking pandemic, no one can goddamn gather in a fucking building or it just gets shut the fuck down. So the only way they could do that is to do a tournament online. So since there's no way to play Melee online, Melee fans and Smash fans in general have had to use a software known as Slippy. Now, Slippy is an emulation software that emulates whatever game, and it actually gave... It's funny, Nintendo is charging you for online that sucks compared to this free emulator. Like they have rollback netcode, and the online is just way smoother than anything you've seen on Ultimate. If you played that game, the fucking online is just, at best, very inconsistent and just downright trash most of the time. But here, let me go ahead and read this. This year's installment of the Big House, one of the most important tournaments in the Smash Bros. Community, has been shut down by Nintendo over its use, of a fan-developed mod meant to improve online play in Super Smash Bros. Melee. So yeah, they were hosting this tournament using a fan-made mod so they could actually play a game, and Nintendo is like, nah, fuck that. Sent them a cease and desist and told them that, yeah, go fuck yourselves, you're not doing this shit. And then this is actually the statement Nintendo said. Nintendo appreciates the love and dedication the fighting game community has had for Super Smash Bros. We have partnered with numerous Super Smash Bros. Tournaments in the past and have hosted our own online and offline tournaments for the game, and we plan to continue that support in the future. Bullshit. Unfortunately, the upcoming Big House tournament announced plans to host an online tournament for Super Smash Bros. Melee that requires use of illegally copied versions of the game. Bullshit. No, it doesn't. In conjunction with a mod called Slippy during their online event. Nintendo therefore contacted the tournament organizers to ask them to stop. They refused, as they should, because y'all should go fuck yourselves, leaving Nintendo no choice. They had a choice. They absolutely had a choice. They just chose to be a douchebag. They didn't not have a choice. They had a choice. Be a douchebag or let these people play a fucking game that's has no online play. No one can gather together during this pandemic, and it's literally not hurting you in any way. Like, you are like fuck it. Okay. They refuse, leaving Nintendo no choice but to step in to protect its intellectual property and brands. Nintendo cannot condone or allow piracy of its... I love how they're just assuming. First of all, even if it's illegal copies or they downloaded the fucking game off the internet to use on the emulator, so the fuck what? Honestly, I don't give a fuck what the law says. I don't give a fuck what Nintendo says. If your game is not available to be purchased, at a fucking store online, like officially by retail, and it's a 20-year-old game, you don't support it anymore, you don't sell it anymore, there's no online play on it, free game. That is literally free game. You shouldn't even be worried about pirate. Who the fuck doesn't have a copy of Melee? Most people, like pretty much 100% of people who play competitive Melee or have played Melee have had a copy of it or still do have a copy of it. So Nintendo was just assuming that they're just like doing some kind of underground pirating ring over with involving a 20-year-old game that they don't even fucking sell anymore. And like, it just makes no sense. You're going out of your way to be a douche. So that caused a bunch of controversy. Like, and you know what? Let's for the people that are gonna be like,
oh well, actually, Nintendo is within their legal right to do that. They can protect their.
What the fuck? Who? We know, okay? You fucking nerd. We know that Nintendo is within their legal right to do whatever the fuck they want with their IP. But is it morally right? Is it the right thing to do? Was it the right thing to do for their community that's been supporting this game longer than they have? Like, it is within every company's legal right to stop you from streaming their game. Should we, and you know, this is like that one guy who was saying like gamers should be, or streamers should be paying for licensing fees for video games they stream. Like, this is the same thing. Companies have a right to stop you from streaming or uploading videos of their game. They have the legal right to do that, but they don't, because it's not morally right, and plus it benefits them. It's free exposure, publicity, and more people will want to either buy that game or play it or join that community. It's literally a win-win situation, but Nintendo is just stuck in the past. They're so fucking out of touch with reality. They think like it's just a tournament of people emulating fucking Melee is like gonna they're gonna lose their rights to Mario and all the characters, that their Melee is gonna be slandered or some shit. Like, you're not protecting anything. You're fucking people over because you can. That's what they're doing. So I don't give a fuck about legal right, because if that were applied to any other thing that you enjoy, such as streaming or watching streamers, you'd be fucked. And you would say it's unfair. So get the fuck out of here with,
they're legally in the right. I'm behind Nintendo.
These guys hate you. Nintendo doesn't like you. They hate you. They could not give two fucks about you, and you're sitting here backing a $1 billion corporation against a small group of people. They're just slinging their fucking lawyers and their
legal right
in the fucking people who can't defend themselves. Of course they're not gonna. Go fuck yourself. If that's your argument, if that's the first thing you say in situations like this, go fuck yourself. And then not only that, Nintendo decides to stop a tournament, Splatoon 2 tournament to be exact, because players during that tournament were showing support and standing in they're trying to show their solidarity with the Smash Melee players who had their shit canceled and couldn't play just because they had free Melee or Save Smash like in their name. And first of all, that was a tournament Nintendo was hosting where the fucking like prize for first place was $25 on the eShop that nobody got afterwards. $25 fucking dollars of eShop credit. Anyway, so like the community got together and they're like, fuck it, let's just do our own shit. They raised like $28,000, and the players, even the people in last place, they got a bunch of money. Like, Nintendo's just, oh my god, man, I cannot believe this shit. Like, they're just shitting on all of their communities who are just supporting their game and like just trying to, like, I don't get what their issue is. Like, they're going out of their way to spit in Splatoon's players' faces and the Melee players' faces as well. And this was bullshit. No emulation, no, there wasn't any kind of like, I can understand the emulation, at least. I don't agree with it. I would rather them just leave them the fuck alone, but hey, at least there's something behind that, like an actual reason, like, hey, you're using an emulator. No. I don't agree, but hey, it's something. This was just literally putting Save Melee in a fucking, I don't know how it works for Splatoon, but like a clan tag or in their name, and they just get shut down. That's fucking bullshit, bro. They just shut that down to be petty. Petty.
They're in their legal right, though, right? They're in the legal right.
And this is what made me make the video. So some guy was selling custom Jesus Christ. Some guy was selling custom Etika Switch controllers to raise money for suicide charity. And Nintendo decided to send a cease and desist letter to the people who were making the controller for it's for a charity. It wasn't even to make profit off of it. They were making a charity, raising awareness for, a suicide charity. And Nintendo just shuts it down because, hold on, what the fuck was their reason for this one? You are on notice that your production, marketing, and sale of infringing products your use of Nintendo's trademarks in connection with these activities and your false association with the Nintendo brand violate Nintendo's intellectual property rights. Intellectual property rights. Intellectual property rights. Fuck off with this intellectual property rights. I'm pretty sure this fucking falls under fair use, actually. Because these controllers were bought already, and I'm not sure if Nintendo has done this themselves, but they license other companies or allow them to do custom controllers all the time. Custom controllers have been a thing forever, for a long ass time. There's nothing with intellectual property rights. No one is like making no one is making anything like their own product and then slapping Mario's face on it and saying, hey, I just made this is mine. No, dude. All those Joy-Cons were purchased legally, and the shells are just, it's custom. Like, it's to customize a controller.
But hey, they're in their legal right to do this. Nintendo can protect their intellectual property if they want to.
Eat a bag of dicks. Eat shit. Nintendo is so out of touch with reality. They're being completely unfair, unreasonable. They are just so stiff in in whatever laws they want to enforce, or intellectual property rights. And they're always like on this hill of like, we're gonna protect our property, and protect our copyright, while also abusing copyright law to strike down people's videos because they have Nintendo music. It's just happened the other day, actually. Nintendo music that's on YouTube, a lot of it is being fucking muted or taken down entirely. And it's like, who are you saving? Nintendo, what exactly are you saving? There's no actual reasoning, and this just it's just blowing my mind, man, because it's not affecting Nintendo in any way. If anything, if they invested it in these communities, they'd probably get more money back than the money they think they're losing out on, or the rights of their property that they think is being infringed upon. It's not affecting anything, okay? Melee is 20 years old. Splatoon is an entirely different game, and that's borderline abusing fucking their right to free speech and protest, dude. You shut down a tournament for what? Because they stand in solidarity with another, these communities are holding you up, Nintendo, and doing this to them, it's bullshit. So and these are just three of the things I've covered. They've done already a couple more things, but just talking about this company is just pissing me the fuck off, man. Yeah, fuck Nintendo. I guess moral of the story is fuck Nintendo. Nintendo, you can eat shit. You can eat a bag of dicks. You can eat the dingleberries hanging off my ass. You can go kick rocks, pound sand, stick your head in a fucking ditch. Just eat shit, honestly. Whoever is making these decisions and is just scouring the internet for anybody
destroying their, infringing on their intellectual property.
whoever's doing that, y'all are some scumbags. And I can't support this anymore. So, I mean, I'm not buying shit from you anymore. If anything, if I'm trying to buy one of your games, I'm buying it secondhand. I'm gonna buy it used. If I buy another of your consoles, it's gonna be used. I'm done giving you guys money, cause they've been doing this for a long time, and it's just crazy. Like, you guys are like one of the greatest companies ever who make some of the most amazing games out there that are just so fun. You got great communities that are just trying to support you and your games, and to just spit on these people for just the sake of doing it, really distasteful. Just rude, distasteful, scummy. You wouldn't even see EA do something like this, man. And they're a scumbag company, but you're moving up the list. Sorry about that. My computer decided to just take a shit on me. But anyways, yeah, if you guys can buy their games secondhand, like, you know, maybe next time you buy one of their games, just buy it used. Because honestly, fuck these people, man. They don't deserve your money. They literally hate you. But, you know, I'm not telling y'all what to do, but just a suggestion. If you want to show any support for this, but, you know, still be able to play their games, because their games are great, man. Like, I still want to play them, but I just can't keep giving these people money while they're doing this kind of shit to, you know, their own communities. And I think it's time they fucking make a statement and make some changes. Need to be a little bit more flexible with, like, shit like this, man. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one.